baada ya kumsikiza Sifuna kwa TV. Nikasema, why is this young man contradicting the party leader? Kumbe sikujua ni nyinyi mko nyuma ya Sifuna.
Have you ever been contacted by President William Ruto on any issue relating to this broad-based working arrangement?
No.
Wakati unaongea mambo yangu Sifuna, ujue mimi ndio mwanzilishi wa ODM. So naenda polepole kidogo.
I don't even have William Ruto's number and he can't call me. Because if I don't have your number, you can't call me.
Sifuna anaongea na nguvu.
Because if you go by the rate, this regime killed over 40 people on Sabasaba. If you do that math and we have another maybe 800 days to go. 800 times 40. That's what?
2018.
320, isn't it?
Hakuna mtu wa mathematics.
Actually, 32,000 people will die before we get to the election under the guns of this regime. Those 32,000 people will not get an opportunity to kick William Ruto out.
Hii dunia tunaishi saa hizi tu. Owino amesema inaisha tarehe 2.
I gave the example of Albert. Albert is in the ground now. You cannot tell Albert to wait for you in 2027.
Hata wakati wa Uhuru kulikuwa na afadhali.
I thank God for Uhuru.
Mtu ambaye anaenda kuchoma biashara ya mtu mwingine.
Nasema heri Uhuru mara 100. Take me where you want to take me.
Wasimuue lakini wapige hii miguu ivunjike, aende kotini, aende hospitali, akienda kotini.
Hata kama ulisema ni mlevi, heri Uhuru mara 100.
Jomo Kenyatta, Daniel Arap Moi, Mwai Kibaki.
Unajua wananiambia sijui nini, sijui Moi. Sijui Moi. Moi alikuwa rais wa Kenya. Vile Kibaki alikuwa rais wa Kenya. Vile Uhuru alikuwa rais wa Kenya. Na kabla ya Moi kulikuwa na Kenyatta. Na baada ya Moi kulikuwa na Kibaki. Na baada ya Kibaki kulikuwa na Uhuru. Hii kisirani ni ya nini? Hapana.
If Ruto kept his word, then it would be easy for some of us to buy that justification for the sustenance of the democratic state, you know?
Wewe unasema ati watu wauawe na wewe chukua hizi. Mungu afanye kitu watu hawajue kuna Mungu. These people are too arrogant.
When you have leaders, a person in the position of a head of state telling the Kenyan police, and you know the Kenyan police, they have a history, telling the Kenyan police now you are allowed to shoot people.
Government, take care. Sio watu tu wataruhusi watoto nyinyi. Kwa nini nyinyi hamruhusi watoto wenyu? Kwa nini hamruhusi watoto politician? This time round you rules.
You have his acolytes like Nelson Koech saying, in fact, don't shoot in the legs, shoot to kill. Those instructions permeate to these junior officers. And I'm telling you, Yvonne, if we do not have another way, we will lose more lives before we get to 2027. Let nobody tell us about shiny things like stadia and sijui roads and what.
Tulisema raundi ni ngapi? Tulisema ni ngapi? Raundi ni ngapi? Na nyinyi utamu mtu anasikia akiwa nje ya mbandani.
Nataka kwenda mbali. Sijui nini uzoea, nikipanga kutenda mema, najikuta nimekosea. Nikipanga kutenda mema, kujikuta nimekosea. Baba yangu wa mbinguni, Yesu naomba msaada.
Personally, as Sifuna, we want a government that will respect the rule of law, that will respect human rights and the dignity of the people of Kenya.
Does this government do that?
This government surely does not. This government is killing the people.
Niwewe unasumbuka, adeni yako Yesu amekulipia. Shuka zakayo chini ya mti, leo nitakula kwa nyumba yako. Niwewe unasumbuka, adeni yako Yesu amekulipia.
This government does not listen to the people. This is the worst possible government. If you go back to the spirit of the constitution in 2010, this is the worst possible government we would have envisaged. It's the direct opposite of what we wanted. So I hear William Ruto has succeeded in bullying these guys in the opposition, Kina Kalonzo, into, he says, these people just say one term, they don't have any agenda.
Watu wanabeba Biblia kubwa inaweza kukuangusha chini. Kuimba ngai wakwa, ngai wakwa.
Ngai wakwa, ngai wakwa.
Fred Matiang'i has his faults, but if he's going to help us remove William Ruto, so be it. So be it.
We cannot have a country where criminals are running after police officers.
Tumeambia polisi mtu yoyote mwenye atakaribia police station piga yeye risasi.
If the life of a police officer is in danger, then whose life is safe?
In whose hands will you be safe? In whose hands will you be safe? In whose hands will you be safe? Shenzi sana.
You want me to go? What do you mean by Ruto must go? How do I go?
Kuna mtu hana kwao. Iko mtu hana kwao. Tumeambia polisi mtu yoyote mwenye atakaribia police station piga yeye risasi.
I want William Ruto to know that his removal from office is a national priority agenda.
Ground inasemaje? Cameraman nionyesha hawa. Ati mmesemaje? Guy.
It is the only agenda because his government is totally opposed to everything that this constitution stands for. And I want these people to be bold. Don't be bullied. You don't have to. He wants to push you into a corner where you are discussing markets. Tell Albert Ojwang about markets and roads. In my ranking, removing Ruto is top. It's even higher than getting a second terminal at JKIA or dualing Malaba to Mombasa.
And how would we do that?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's talk about that because there's those calls for one term.
Yeah.
The president, on the other hand, calls those calls unconstitutional.
They are not unconstitutional.
So,
these terms are granted by the public. I've told you we are the sovereign. Yeah. If we decide to give you one term, we'll give you a term. If we decide to give you half a term, we impeach you. I mean, it is in the constitution. And you can also resign midway from public pressure. We have seen it happen. We have seen it happen that governments have collapsed under the weight of the pressure of the people. Because once people have rejected you, they have rejected you. It is a constitutional way to remove somebody midterm. Yeah.
And one of those would be impeachment, as you said.
Correct.
Do you think Parliament is sufficiently independent to do that if that is what the people would ask them to do? And you sit to the Senate, which would be a very important player in this.
Personally, if he was sent to the Senate, I would impeach him without blinking. The way the other one who was sent to us was impeached.
You once said that if President Ruto is re-elected, you will find another country to go to. Is this still your position? First of all, you are a media practitioner. Don't share things you've seen on social media. In my position as SG and Senator of Nairobi, everything I say, everything, there is a clip. It's on video. It's like these things I've said here today, I cannot deny them because I have said them on TV. If you show me a video of me saying that, because I've seen that thing circulating in social media, and I'm waiting for any Kenyan who has that video to show me. So you wouldn't... I will never flee my own country. We will die here. We're not running away. It is our responsibility to fix this country. And I'm telling you, we must play our part. We must play our part in fixing this country and revert it back to what people envisaged it to be when they were passing this constitution. This document did not come easily. We are the generation who were born under Moi Yvonne. I lived my entire life under a dictatorship. The first time I got the opportunity to vote, I went to vote Kanu out. I am not going back to that life, where you're sitting with your father and he has a Land Rover and he runs into the sugarcane farm to hide. And he has done nothing, because those guys you would explain when you are in committee. You explain when you're already there. So you'd rather just hide. We are not going back there. But these days, the DPP is just a conveyor belt for these charge sheets that are written in police stations. So today they'll write a charge saying Sifuna is being charged with terrorism. And the judiciary, which is supposed to be the vanguard of the people, they know, all these judges know the games that are being played by the state, you know? They know the games that are being played by the state. I remember when they were deporting Miguna, there is a judge in Kajiado who, when Miguna was presented before them, I think it was a magistrate, he said, but I am aware the High Court in Nairobi is waiting for Miguna. Can you take him there? That is the sort of judiciary we expect, because that's the last, if the judiciary collapses, then we're all done, you know? The judiciary collapses, we're all done. So when I hear the CJ, who I have criticized repeatedly, first for going to drink tea at State House because she has refused to keep the separation of powers, then recently by saying, people who attack the judiciary or burn buildings are terrorists. She's the originator of all these problems. She knows there's a crime called arson. She went to school. She knows there's a crime called arson. If somebody burns down your house, you charge them with arson. Terrorism is a totally different issue, you know? So we are in a bad place.
Nyinyi ni shenzi sa